Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
It's me, Rudy Tinoco from the Magicians Forum, and I'm here with a new friend. His name is Nikos Priniotakis. Did I say it close enough to the correct? Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
And he is the creator of a marked deck that I find to be very, very interesting. And what I'm going to just say right out the box, well, right out the box, is that the markings on here are very well hidden. I gave this to my wife. I told my wife, this is a marked deck. And she looked at it and she knows marked decks. I have a number of them. I have the butterfly deck. I have the Code by Andy Nyman. I've had other marked decks, and she very clearly was able to spot the marks. But this, she had no idea. And what I also like is the distance that you can have these away from you. I mean, I've tried keeping the card away and stepping back, and from a distance, still being able to see the card from pretty far back, which I think is very very cool. So as far as Mark Deck goes, this is very deceptive. I'm going to ask you this because now I won't expose this unless you, however, to whatever degree you want to share how this works. The markings are only on one side, and I think there was some discussion on the Magicians Forum about the pros and cons, because many of
Yeah.
us work with stripper decks, keeping things
Hmm.
great, but why is it that you chose to have the markings only on one side and not both sides?
Well, it's not that I choose to have a one way deck of cards. By design, the marking works only this way because it's an optical trick that I play with people's brain. The brain is analyze what you see.
Mhm.
If you see a surface like this, it will analyze it so the surface is below your feet. And if there is lighting, his bias will put the light
Hmm.
from the top like this.
Hmm.
And so if you look at the card like this, you will see a flat surface and your brain will tell you that it's below your feet. And if you watch the card like this, the flat surface will still be under your feet, but the perspective will be different,
Yes.
and then you will be able to see the markings. So
Hmm.
it's a trick with the brain.
Did you discover this trick of the brain from reading a particular paper? I mean, where did you learn about this, the way our brain works in this way that allowed you to create this deck? Where'd you learn that principle from?
Uh, one part of my activities are research, and I research a lot about the brain because of my job. So I'm very interested in, and also I work in the 3D fields before in a previous life. So one thing leads to another, and I came up with the idea. I can show you if you like.
Sure, please.
Here is my 3D software, and this is the design of the backs.
Wow.
So as you can see,
Huh.
if you refresh shuffle the deck to spot the marking bar, you will see that every card is different.
Yeah.
And so the marking is here. So I
Mhm.
don't mind sharing it with people on YouTube, and
Okay.
it's a pleasure. So here you have the six of clubs. I don't know if you can spot the six
Yeah.
and the C here for the clubs.
It does
And
it does take a little bit of practice reading some of them. And I took the
yeah,
time to
right.
examine them and analyze them, and it takes a little bit of work, which I think is why it would, if it's a little bit challenging even for the magician, just
Mhm.
some work to study how those look and how the diamond shape looks, the D looks different than the C. How much more difficult or challenging for a layperson looking at this? I don't think they're going to just quickly, like as I said with my wife, discover
Mhm.
the marks, but these are really, really smart.
Well, yeah, for example, this cube is very annoying because the C looks better without, of course.
Yeah.
I did print quite a few deck of cards with different cube design, and some of them were really too easy to read. So I preferred having something a little bit more complex. So this is the card. The spectator is not supposed to look at the card this way.
Mhm.
He will look at the card the other way. So I will just rotate the camera. There we go. And this is how the spectator look
Yeah.
at the card. And
Mhm.
if you close your eyes and reopen it, you will see that the perspective is different and you have a flat surface with few little bumps that are very different from the other side.
Very smart. So,
Well, no. So this is 3D, so yeah, it's quite
wow.
fun to do actually. My, my, in fact, I begin to work on this project because my favorite mark deck, the DMC from Elite, that you may know.
I'm not too familiar with those, no.
Okay, well, they were my favorite mark deck, and they went out of production.
Okay.
And so my first project was to redo them for myself. So I work on a little application to remake the cards like this.
Ah,
And it was not very satisfying to copy the work of something else, of someone else, sorry.
sure.
And so I work on my own marking system.
So where does this project stand? You were doing, this was a crowd-funded project, right? How much were you looking to get in terms of financial support to make this really take off?
Well, it was the first attempt actually, and I really am unable to sell anything. So it's really not part of my DNA. So, well, I tried. First, I, um, I tried to find some factory in China that could uh, print the deck for not too expensive, because otherwise it's if I make the card printed by the American company USPCC, I don't
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, it's super expensive. So I didn't want to print a luxurious deck of cards. So I found some good factory in China, and so I was able to get a price around the $13,
Mm.
and the minimum amount to print was 500 decks. So, well, it was around 10,000 or $12,000. So
Expensive to
it,
have that kind of money.
yeah, it's kind of expensive, and well, I did my best to have a page on Kickstarter,
Hmm.
and then I did some announcements on Reddit, on Instagram, and actually I got very bad feedbacks. So yeah, kind
Hmm.
of aggressive. I don't know. I'm not used to that, to this exposition, and
Sure.
yeah, they
I think
it
that's
was
sad because, again, I feel like you almost have to see these and work with them to really
mm,
appreciate how easily you can see the marks. Again, I just turned 50 and I went to the to get my eyes checked out, and my eye doctor said, "Hey, you have 20/20 vision. You have excellent vision. You may want to use some
yeah, good for
readers."
you.
But even with good vision, um, sometimes if I have a marked card, it can be a struggle to really see what that is. Let
Yeah,
alone if you've
it's
seen
done. Yeah.
there's some decks where you can read the marks on the sides and it's like, forget it. Where this, with confidence, I had my wife, I showed her, I go, okay, put the card there. And from, I don't know, 4 feet, 5 feet, I was able to see the mark. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to hold these and see them in order to appreciate how valuable
That's
that is.
right. Yeah.
So it's a shame that
Actually,
you're
that
getting that much negativity. Sad.
yeah, maybe also the language barrier and everything. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, yeah, I needed the marking to be big, because I did this with the routine do as I do in mind.
Mm,
And the do as I do in mind, the spectator has a card on the in front of him like this.
yes.
And on most of marked cards, the mark is here.
Hmm.
So it's even so you have to look on the other side of the card like
Yeah.
this. It's not convenient. And if the lighting is not good, well,
Yeah. Forget it.
and also I turned 50 also, and my sight is not as good as yours. Yes, so the marking has to be on the bottom of the card, so it was closer to you
Gotcha.
to look at. Yeah,
Right.
like that.
Really smart. Now, tell me, these aren't what kind of card stock is this? Because these are they like plastic or something?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
PVC cards. Yeah,
Which that's great because I mean these will last forever. Now
yeah, you can wash them.
yeah, you can't faro them,
Yeah, quite.
but okay, so you're always with
No, no,
anything, there'll be some
the furrow works so well with the PVC card.
really.
Oh
Maybe I need
yeah,
to look on my Faro. Anyway.
or maybe yeah, you have to adjust the movement.
Yeah,
I do it like this, and
really.
it's
Well,
yeah,
look at you. Can you show
because
me?
the snap.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. Okay. Well, all right. Maybe I need to just practice a little bit more with the PVC. Um, Another question. These are Pepsi products. Is there some sort of difficulty with the copyright and Pepsi saying, "Oh, you're not printing out my," because sometimes they'd have to spell Pepsi different or make it, look different
Yeah,
for legal reasons. Do you have that problem or concern?
not at all, because I print them only for my friends.
Ah,
Uh, that's why the Kickstarter is made with another logo, and it's called Kraken with an octopus.
I got it. Yeah, that's smart. Well, gosh, hopefully after this video, people watching it, you're going to have a lot of new friends who are going to want you to print these decks for them. By the way, you sent me, just so everybody knows,
Yeah,
Nico was kind enough to send me these for free. So, that's why I want to share both the ins and outs. Like, hey, maybe some of you might not like that it's only on one side, and maybe you might not like that they're made out of plastic. I don't know. But I wanted people to know that you were kind enough to send me these, which I very much appreciate your 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 kindness there. This box, though, I like this because you said this is a prototype and it's kind of makeshift, but I like it because it almost feels like it's like this is an old deck, because my friends, they know I use
yeah,
red or blue bicycle cards. So when they see this and they see this old box, it feels old, like an old deck of cards. It's kind of a nice thing that maybe you unintentionally did, but I like this prototype.
yeah.
It it looks aged.
Well, actually, I wanted to look like an old deck of cards that you get for free at the
Yeah,
gas
yeah.
service station, and I wanted to look a little bit vintage, and so that's why my deck of cards is not printed on PVC but on paper, recycled paper,
Mm,
and it looks much more vintage. The colors are better
mm,
uh, to my taste, and they are printed in the bridge size, which is
okay.
much more common in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Wow. So where do you go from here? And he goes, then are you gonna, this is gonna be just an item? Like if somebody said, well, I want one of those decks, how
Mm.
much is it? How do they get it? And you're in France, so thank you again. You sent me this from across the pond there, which is not cheap,
The pound.
but how much are you selling these for, and how can
Oh,
people?
I don't sell them actually. I put them on makeplayingcards.com, so everybody can go to the link and print them for themselves if they
Wow.
wish.
Now, most
And
people don't have like, I don't know that I have the capacity to print them out. I don't, you mean you just need special printers to do that? How do you even do that? I'm not,
no, well, actually, it's MakePlayingCards.com, it's you pay for the printing of the cards.
Oh, so then you could choose the paper stock and all of that?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I learned something
Hmm.
today. So that's
Yeah,
so then you just created this and now it's pretty much freely available to anybody who wants to print it?
yeah, sure. Yeah, the files also are available. The all the files to make your own card if you like, and put your logo, and yeah, it's
Oh,
okay. I did my job. I'm happy with my card. So yeah.
that's really kind of you. What a nice guy. That's
Well,
that's a lot of hard
you
work.
spend more time to share some things with the community than I
Yeah.
do.
Well, the difference is that, hey, you guys are paying me a little bit of money, so make it kind of worth it. But this goes, I think, above and beyond. It's really, really kind of you. Wow, that's awesome. But tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been doing magic? How long have you been interested in this wonderful?
Well, yeah, wonderful world of creativity. Well, since I was born, actually, I have the luck to have a father that is magician
Oh,
and
really?
a great magician, and we work together all the time. And we cannot actually speak about something else for a very long period of time because pop an idea and then we are on the magic side of our relationship.
Wow.
So when I was a kid in the 80s, I passed the exam to enter in the French Association of Magicians.
Hmm.
Then and then after that, when I grew up and I went abroad for a few months. I went in China, and actually I stayed there for 12 years. And during all this time, I forgot a little bit about magic. And when I came back, magic came back also. Yeah,
Wow. Are you married with children?
yeah, no children, unfortunately, but I'm married and with a lovely wife that is half Taiwanese and half Italian. So
Wow.
the
Wow.
language, the house is.
Wow. Well, it's what a pleasure to meet you. Again, you're very generous again for sending me this, but also again for allowing folks to freely create this for themselves. I'm going to tell you, I mean, wait, it's essentially, well, it's not free. They're going to have to pay for it, but I mean, I would say that this is something that they're going to want to print out. It's really, really smart, very creative. I don't know if you've seen a couple of the videos that I've created. I'm doing right now a season for Real Magic Magazine. It's called
Yeah,
Apocalypse.
sure.
And some of the videos I recorded, I'm using your deck if you noticed it.
Yay. Super cool. Well,
So,
actually, just one word for people who are afraid of the one-way deck.
hmm,
Actually, you just have to forget it because I'm using all the time, and it's a complete mess. Cards in upside down, and it doesn't matter because the audience doesn't really care. And if you have some difficulty because the card is reversed, you can just turn it the way you offer to the audience.
mhm. Yeah, but with a little practice, again, it's not like I spent hours and hours it doesn't take that long to, get used to the lettering there, but I was practicing looking at them upside down. It's not that much more difficult once you recognize it. We could see a playing card if I could still recognize this ace of diamonds. I don't care which way it is, if it's over there, I can see what it is, even if it's backwards. So anyway, I don't think it's too much trouble, a little bit of work.
Hmm.
Any other thoughts you want to share with us before I go ahead and let you go? I know it's late. What time is it over there right now? What time is it?
No, well, it's okay. It's like 11 in the night. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you
No,
want
I
to say about this?
just about the cards. Let me think. No, I think I'm good. Yeah, everything said, and if people, yeah, of course, if people uh, need some specialty in this deck of cards, I will be very happy to adjust to their liking. It's
Very awesome. Wow, wonderful. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I really appreciate you taking time out of your night
you
to,
so much. Mhm.
and I look forward to getting to know you better. Okay.
Sure, me
Okay.
too.
All right. Well, I'm wishing you very
Goodbye.
Merry Christmas and a very happy, very prosperous New Year. Okay.
You're so nice. You
All right.
too.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.